everything that we've done so far,
Mm-hmm.
everything we've done so far, for purposes of revision, practice, and everything. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is where we got to.
Mm-hmm.
When so what I tried to do is that, you've taught us that we can write it this way, or we can put the underscore.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we got to the concatenation, this
Mm-hmm.
function, when I run, this is the error message I get.
Yeah, it's dots. We use the dot operator to call the join function, not comma. I can see
Oh,
no comma.
okay, okay,
Not that
okay.
one, where you have the joint function. Yeah, that should be dot. Dot. So the string, this is a string.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Ah,
So, but I think you've done well. So that is the dot. So like we use the dot operator to call for the dot, the title, the uppercase, the
because
lowercase, or
I've tried that. I've looked at it. So it's a dot, not a comma.
no, it's the dot just to call for that function. So that will give you the function join
Okay.
from, but what we are using is the hard way. Maybe later on when we move on to using the PS code, Visual Studio Code and stuff. That one, the moment you use dots, it will give you all other properties that is there. But
Okay.
here makes you to learn the hard way.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Okay. So I think that is all.
That
Do
is
you have
all.
any? That is all.
Maybe I'll. So okay, okay. Then I mean that I can now do it like lowercase, title case, and all those
Yeah,
things.
type it, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do
I
that.
should be able to do it. I should be able to do it.
So your string name dot lowercase, your string name dot your
Yeah.
title case. So if it's a variable and there's a string variable, then you can do dot.
Dots. That's
Dot.
the variable. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but only a string variable that you can do that.
Yes.
Do you-
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. 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 And I think we use the in operator too.
Yeah, so to check for the membership.
Yeah, for membership.
So get the membership of a substring. So you use the in operator to check for membership.
Okay, so we can make progress. I would go and do alacrity, and then it will help with revision.
Okay, okay.
Chogbe by next.
I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. I can see your screen.
Okay. So we will let me tell you what I have here. Okay, so I want us to, I think for the data type, last time I told you that we have the simple data type, okay, which now we actually know that simple data type, which one of them are number data type and the string data, a number data type and the Boolean data type. right? So we look at the group data type. So with the group data type, what I told you, we have string. So let's see. So in that case, we have the string, which is string, and then list, and then dictionary. And what we call tuple and set. Okay. Now, let's, for now, we've gone through the string data type. Okay. So the basics, what we needed to know in string, I think we've done them now. We've done how to access individual elements of a string. We've done the indexing. We 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 we've able to know that we can also check the length of a string, which we've done that too as well. Okay, and then we've been able to then go through the slice. Okay, so you can copy part of what a string and check, and then we've gone through concatenation. You can join the string by using the join function and the concatenation operator, which is the class. Okay, and we look at other properties of the string, which is the title, the the um the the capitalize, which for now I didn't add the capitalize to it. I think I focus on the lower case, the title case, and the upper case, just for the basics of that. Okay, and then we've done the membership operator, which we use the in to check for the membership. So that will actually take you through the string. Okay, so if you have this in mind, I think that will be okay for you. Okay, so now let's look at another data type that we need to look at. That is the list. Okay, so we are done with string. So we look to list data type, and this one is for the callable for a list. So if I have list of, let's say, student list, so we use this one, the list symbol. This is the list symbol. So when you have this, to create a list, this is how you create a list. Okay, unlike to create a string, we use the quotes. So if I have anything like King, and then I assign this one to this is a string. Okay, but when you check here, what type of string is this? This is an empty string. So this is
Yeah.
what empty list. Okay, so this is also empty list. So now when we want to check that, the only way we can do that, I can use the print and then check the type. So if I come here and I check the, which is, let's say, students underscore list. Once I run this code, you can see here I have a list, class list. So this is a list. So now another way to create a same list, I can use students by using the list callable. So we call this one, this is a list callable. Like the same way we have the string, the str. So when you use this one, it's also a list. But what type of list will this one create? This one will create what? Empty list. So now if you call this one and I say print list, and you could see that this one will give me empty list. Okay, this is the empty list. So this is how you create an empty list. So this list is without what? A data. So you can see that I've created a list without a data. Now, a list can contain a string, a list itself, and then any other data type. So a list data type can contain a string data type, it can contain a list itself, it can contain a dictionary, it can contain a tuple, it can contain set, it can contain a number data type. So these are the values of a list. So for instance, if I assign 1, 2, so you separate individual elements of a list with comma. So you separate individual elements with comma. So I can have 1, then I have 3.5. So these are number data type that I'm adding to a list. So once I run my code here, okay, let me change the output. Once I run this code here, you could see that I have what? The elements. So 1, 2, 3. I can decide to add another data type for maybe a string data type, which we know the string should be quotes. So I can say maybe Milo. So Milo, and then I run this. Now you can see that Milo has been added to it. I can have another list, which we know that this is a list, and then as a value, and then inside that I can assign maybe currency. So instead of this, I can just put in USD. So maybe 40 USD. I can put in Ghana cedi, maybe 400 Ghana cedi. So these ones are another list. So we see that these are the elements. Okay. So for now we know this. We've not done dictionary, we've not done tuple. So I don't want to worry yourself about that. But at least these are the data type that we've covered. Okay. So we can add all this one as an element. And then you could see that if I want to access individual elements, it's all like the way we have index. So you could see here this index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, and stuff. So if I come here and then I want to access this, you only have to place your what? Open and square bracket in front. So instead of printing everything, I say, okay, I want to print for the first index. So in that is going to give me what? What is it going to give me? So if I put 0 here, what are I expecting? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm saying that if I place zero here, I hope you were following what I was saying.
Yes.
So if you place zero here, what will be the output? That will be one, right?
Yes.
Because individual
I am taking the
element
index.
index.
Yes. So if it's
Okay,
zero, then that will be one.
that will be one. Okay, so you can see that one just came out.
Yes.
So if I want to get individual elements, that is, so if for instance, can we do this 0 to 5? If you do 0 to 5 here and you run this one, you could see that I have one up to this. Okay, if I do 0 to 2, you could see that I only pick 1 and 2. Okay, that is 1 and 2 because it will stop at 3.
Yes.
So that will not come. Okay, so all that we learn from a string, we can still apply them here in that. So to access individual elements. So if, for instance, I want to access the currency, what I have here, what will be? How will it be like? So I know that index of this will be what? Mhm. Let's say
The index of
index
which one? Of Milo.
index of Milo.
One,
Now I'm talking
two,
about the currency, this
the
one.
currency.
So you can see that this is the 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So
Yes.
this is what index
Index
4,
two.
right? So if I want to access this one, that would be index what? 4. That should give me this. Okay. So inside of this, if right now I want to access just, but you see this one came as a list. I hope you see that.
Yes.
So I just want the string $40. So you still have to have another what? Square bracket there. Then you place what? The index of this. So what is the index of $40? That would be what?
One, two, three, four. Isn't it five?
No. Now I'm talking about the down there. Can see what is printed there.
Ah, okay.
Because now what that would be index what?
Uh, is it zero?
Yes. So now you could see here that should give us just that. So now you can see here we have $40.
Okay.
Okay. So because you can see there are two, this is the first one will give us access to this, give us access to this value, okay, as a list, okay, because when you do the 40 will leave us to the value of this. Sorry. Okay, so if we have that, then you could see that this one is going to give us the value. Okay, so now because the whole of this is just one what? One index. I
One
hope you know
index.
that.
You
Yeah, because this is
because they're in
index
a square
one,
bracket.
index two. So this is integer data. This is an integer data. This is a float.
Float.
This is a string, and this is what?
That's
Another what? A list. Okay, data. So when you do index 4, that should give you access to the list. Now inside the list, I want to access what? The string data. So that the string data inside that one is also occupied what? Index what? 0. So if I want
Yes.
index, that should give me this. So for instance, if I want to print every currency within that, then I could do something like this and do this. This one will give me everything there. So now you see here that we have all this one here. If I place here 0, now the 0 here, and then put in this, let's say 1. That's going to give us that 1. Okay, but I realize that it's still giving us what? The list. I hope you get me. It's still
Yes.
giving us the list. But if I want just the string part of it, okay, in that case, I will just come here and then place in the string index. Let's say I want the index 1, because I know that the next one should be index 1, and that should pull me just that. You can see that I have what the
For
Ghana cedi
the 400 Ghana cedi.
400 coming there. So this is what we could do. So we could do a whole lot of stuff here. Now, another aspect that you needed to know is that this is how we can assign a value to a variable. So for instance, you could see that I have this. It end at what? Index what 4. So if I want to add another value to this, I could just come here, what that we've done here, and then add another value. So what I'm going to add will be here. So I can come down here and see that student list. So I'll give the index here, and then we assign the value to it. Let's say bread. Okay. So sorry. Now you could see that here it just points us some index error here. Could you see that?
Yeah.
What it means is that what I want to assign, that one doesn't exist. Okay. So because I'm putting index 5, do you have index 5 there?
No.
No. So what I wanted to do is update the record that I have changed. So if I change it to index 4, I know that I have index 4 there. If I change that one to index 4 and I run this code,
Beji, Beji.
that is
Sorry, sorry. Continue.
okay. That is going to add that. Okay. So now let's go to
I will
our
also.
and run this one here. You can see that bread has been captured. Can you see bread has been captured?
Yes.
So this is how you call update. So now if you want to update, if you already want to update already existing um, data, you can just assign it to what? The index, where the index. So I'll assign the value to the index, and then it will update that. Okay. How is it?
Yeah, 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 yes, 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 yes.
So this is what we call for update. So we use
Update.
this one to update. Okay. So when you want to update the record, so if I change it to another data, let's say one, then I run this code, it's going to update that. Okay. So once I come here, then I print out this one again. You could see that index one will be updated with what?
Bread.
Bread. So you could see that index one has been updated with bread. Okay. Now we have another one. If I want to, there's another function called append. Okay. So you could see that this one append. Okay, now we use this append, we use the dot operator. So now if I want to insert a data at the end of the list, inserting the data at the end of the list, or elements, let me use element. We use the word append. So we use the word what? Append. Okay, so this one is going to append it at the end of the list. So what we need to do is that I have my list. So my list here, I have student underscore list. So I'll do the underscore list dots. So we use the dot operator to call append method. So when I say dot append, now I can append the information what I want to append. So now I want to append, let's say, rice. So this rice will be added to the list, but then it will go at the end of the list. So if I want to see, I can just print my list. So you will see here, it just added to at the end of the list. That is the append. So anytime you use the append, you add information, it will be added to the end of the list. Okay. Now we know updates. So you update by using the index, already existed index, to assign the value to it, and that will be updated with that. Now, if I want to add a new item to the list, but then I want it to be at the end of the list, then you use the append method to add that. Now let's see. If I want to insert it, I want to add another element, but not to the end, but any other places that I want to. Okay, in that case, you will state the index. So now we have what we call insert. So now here I will use the word insert, that is inserting element, any part of the list. So inserting element, any any part of the list. So we use the word we use the insert method. Use the insert method to do that. So now we still use the dot operator. So you see student list dot insert. So this insert method is having two arguments. The one is the index. So maybe I want to insert it at the index 2. And then what do you want to insert? So I want to insert ball. So I'll type in ball. So I want to insert ball at index 2. Okay, so when you run this code, that should run. So now if I want to see this, I will just go to that part of the code to check. So to see that, I will just go here and print it. Okay, so when I print student underscore list dot insert, oh sorry, student underscore list, sorry. So this one is supposed to give me what is there. So now you see that I have ball at what? Index what? 2. Do you get it? If I change it to index 4, in that case, it's going to insert again at index 4. So you can see that I have ball at what? Index 4. I hope it's clear.
Very smooth, clear, very smooth, clear.
So this is how you be able to have a list. Okay, so we've done the updates, we've done the insert and all those. So all this information that I've given you here, these are the properties of the list. Okay, properties of a list. So for instance, if I come here and then I have a list function and I say help, and then I placed in my list. You know that this is the list method that we have there. This one is going to give us the empty list. Okay, this one is going to give us the empty list. Now, when you check here, you realize that nothing came. He just gave me empty list. Okay, because of course nothing actually came out. He just gave me empty list. Now, if I have already created a list here, okay, so let's see that I have a list called this, and I needed more information from that list. So let's put this information here. Just for us to do so. Now with this one I have, so if I come and say student, that should give me all the information that I have here. So if I come here and say student, if I use the type function, of course it's going to give me type underscore list. So you will see that it gave me as a list. Okay, now if I want to get more information from this, I can say okay list. So we know that a list is having some properties, so I can just say help. Now here you could see that it gives a lot of properties for the list, but I'm not worried about all the information here. So now you see here this is the list and then it says that a list is what? Archiveable. I hope you can see here. Can
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Yeah, it's archiveable because it's not just, it's a group of something, so you can iterate, you can look through and get individual elements. So that tells you that a list is what? Archiveable. Okay, meaning that you can look through to get individual what? Elements. So you can see that first thing shows that a list is archiveable. Now we go down there, you could see that these are different methods that the list is having. But for now, we are not interested in that. Okay. What we are interested in is this one. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes. Uh,
Append.
append.
Append. So we do that what we append an object to the end of what? The list. Okay, so when I use the append method, I can append it to the end of the list. You can use the clear. So if I use the clear method here, for instance, I want to clear all the items that I have in the list. So when I do my list name variable dot clear, it's going to clear every item. Do you get it? So I just want you to take note of that. I've
Yeah,
taught
yeah.
you the and then the clear. Clear tells you that to clear everything. Okay. Uh, copy. Copy simply means that I want to copy, maybe duplicate the content. So like what you call shadow copy. So shadow copy means that you want to copy to a different what? Name. Okay, so I can use the word copy and going to copy all the item I have in that list to another list. I hope that is also clear.
Yes, please.
Okay, and the count. So we use the count method to count the occurrence of a particular element. Like maybe I want to count the number of maybe Milo or number of rice in the list. So you play that value there and with your count, and that is going to count the number of occurrence of a value. Okay, and then there's another method here, but for now we may not be going through all these ones. Extend means that I want to join another list to another, so you could say extend with what? Attributable. That is a list, so you can extend a list by appending element from that list to another list, so by using the extend. Okay, and then we've done the index. So I can get the index of a list. Okay, so when I do dot index and I want the index of a value, maybe rice, I don't know the index. So when I place the value in there, it's going to give me the index of that value. Okay, so you can see the index and the insert. You've done the insert. So you can insert object before index. Okay, so you can insert that and then we can do pop method is to remove and return item at index. So by default the pop is going to remove the last item. So if I don't have it, it's just going to, and then remove, you can remove an item when you know it. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the properties. These are the properties of a list. Reverse. We can reverse all the items in the list by doing the reverse. Okay, and then the sort. We can also sort elements within the list. Okay, so these are the basic properties that I really want you to take note of them. Okay, just for us to work with a list. Okay, so once we know these ones, we can work with a list. Okay. I hope everything is clear for me.
Everything is clear.
Okay. So let's do simple. Some of them I might not go through in details again. Okay, maybe when you get to intermediate, we can decide to look through that. Okay, so I can try this one. So I have two lists here. So the first list is this one. Okay, so you can see that I have a list here called Milo. I can see that Milo is here. This is the first list. And then I have another list here, which I will create another list. Let's delete some of them. Okay, so I've done this. I've done this. So now we already know this sign. How we know this sign?
Which one?
The plus, the
Yes.
plus sign.
Yeah.
So I can use the plus sign to join two lists together. Okay, so you can use the plus sign to join two lists together. Okay, so if I have more lists and then I want to join, I can use the plus sign. So for instance, I may have two lists. Let's say students. Let me use workers. So this is a list for workers. And then this one will be maybe Kofi, Amma. Okay. And then I have another list called for salary, which is also amount, so 200, 400. Okay. So when I say staff underscore info, okay. So now I can use workers plus. So we use the plus and to join. Okay, so I'm joining the two lists as one list plus salary. Okay, so now when I come here and say print star underscore info, that should give me that. So now you can see that I have what Kofi, Amma, and this. So as what just one list. So I just added the two. Okay, so this is what you can do just to add the two. In the same way, I can decide to use extend. I'll remember the extend. So instead of me using, so this one is from, let me give an example here. This is from the plus operation. Okay, and then I want to do another one, but this time I'm going to use the extend method. So if you want to use the extend method, that should be from extend. So I will see that the first one. So now I'm going to extend to the first one. So I can see that sorry, workers dot. So we use our dot operator to call for that. Okay. So extend what? Extend salary. So this one is going to extend that. Okay, so extend salary. So now if I come here and then I want to see what I just did, all that I needed to do is to just print. So I can print back worker. So when I print workers, you could see that it should have the information. So I can just do a example here, say from extend function, and then I'll type in workers. Okay, so now this one will be extending it. So you see that I added to the end. So that is the extend. Okay, so you can extend, you can either use the join or use the extend function to add. Okay, so we know how to insert, know how to add, we know how to extend. Then we can do the clear. I hope you remember. Another way to do that is to copy. So I can decide to copy every information from salary to another. So here I could see here salary copy. Okay, so salary copy will be assigned to salary. So salary dot copy. So copy function is going to copy everything in salary and then send it to that. So if I want to see the information inside here, I can say print salary. Okay, so print salary copy. So that will give me the copy of, so I can just give a description here and say copy. So now you can see here, this is just the copy of what I just did. Okay, so now you can see that the copy. So I'm able to copy the contents of what I'm already having into another one. And I can decide to clear. So if I want to clear, I could do this, clear. So clear function will clear everything. So when I run this code, now you will see here none. So copy, there's nothing there again because I've just cleared all the information that is there. Okay, so all that I want you to do that, these are the functions that you can use. Okay, like the count, I can decide to count the number of maybe the value. So if, for instance, I know what I want to count and I use the count here inside the copy, maybe I want to count the value, let's say 200. If that is the case, it's going to do the count value and then give me 1 because I only have 201. If I have another 200, because I'm using for the copy, if I have another 200 here, so that 3 that I'm having, that should give me the number of 200 that I have. So you see that 3. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Yeah. So all this information, what we are going through, the properties and stuff, you can get all of them from there. Okay, so this is a list, and mostly how to manage data. Programming is all about data management. Okay, software is all about data management. Everything software is all about data management. Okay, it's the same as everything accounting is all about data management. Okay, so you think in terms of that. So now, how do we manage data efficiently? How do we keep data for storage? How do we retrieve data? These are all what we are supposed to learn. So list make can give us access to a lot of information. Let's say unlike a string, but the list can have a string, it can have a list itself, it can have a tuple, it can have a dictionary, it can all data type can be inside the list. And then we can access, and we know that the basic understanding is every individual list element is occupying a space, and that space is linked to an index. So if you want to get that element, maybe I want to copy for maybe king. I know that king should be at index this. Okay, so when you point to that index, it should give you the value that is what associated with the index. So are we okay?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. So I literally want us to just consume this. So you can have a lot of list here, and then you can decide to manipulate the data. You can decide to pick the data from anywhere. You can decide to store the data somewhere. But most importantly, this is where you can get all the resources. So if I do help, and then I go to the variable that I have created here, which is, let's say, salary info, which staff, let's say staff underscore info. So staff info should give me that. So if I go to staff info, then you will see that these are all the properties. So the property that I'm going through is what it said, the index. If maybe you want to get the index of any position of any element, maybe here you could see that I have all this one. So if I want to get index of the first one, I'll say index dot this. So that one is going to give me the first index. That's what I mean. If you have multiple, it's going to give you the first index value. That's what it's going to do. And then if you are use pop, now pop here is to remove an item. So now if I want to remove an item, I can use the pop method. So the same as we have the dot count, so dot pop. So it's going to remove the last what? The last item from the list. That's what the pop does. So remove the last item from the list. But when you state what exactly you want to remove, you know it and you state it. That is, it will not remove the last element. So by default, if you decide to leave pop empty here, nothing inside the pop, like here, I have pop, and then I have 200. That means that it's going to remove 200 from the list. But if I leave it empty like this, then it's going to take the last what item from the list. That's by default. Okay. And then if it doesn't exist, for instance, we check and there's nothing there to remove, then that is going to raise an what index what error. Okay, which means that you need to take care of that. Okay, and we can also use remove. So remove is going to remove a value. So instead of maybe pop, I can say remove, and then I place in the index of what I want to remove. So if I place, sorry, remove there with the value, sorry. So if I place in the value what I want to remove, like 400, then that is going to remove that for me. But the first thing, you need to know the value. Okay, so if the value is not there, that's going to throw an error. And sorry, with the pop, I think I said value. Sorry, it's supposed to be index. Okay, so pop there with index. So you place the index there. So if the index is not there, it's going to throw an error. And you can see here, it's going to
Sure.
throw an error if the index is not there. Sorry, that is the pop is index. Okay, I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you try some of them, and then for sorting, you can decide to sort an element and stuff, but I don't want us to go to sorting and all those things for now because it might confuse you for now. So for now, let's limit ourselves to at least you can do remove, you can do pop, okay. So pop without index is going to take the last element. Okay. You just try your hand in them. Okay. What I've just given you. Just try your hand in some of them. Okay. The clear, the append into the last item. These are all of them. When you check the from append, clear, copy, and you want to update, you update with the value. So you assign the value to the index. So this is what we do just to update. You assign the value to the particular index where you want to update, and that will update that.
Ken,
Okay, so do you have yes, do you have any question?
please scroll up a bit for me.
Which one?
Yes, yeah, the down part. The run
The
field.
down part.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what you know what I want you to do?
No,
Just share your screen. Just share your screen. So I'll just take you through that so you can do it on your own
no, no.
without
No,
me
I just want you
referring.
to
So
go
let
up. I want
me
to refer to something.
okay. Is it okay?
No, no. Top, 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 top. Keep going.
This is the ending.
Go up. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Okay. So what do you want to refer to?
Okay, so you see when you were assigning variables to salary,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you entered one, two, three, four uh, numbers, or you assigned four values to it,
Mm-hmm.
like four indexes.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was doing it, I did
Mm-hmm.
only two. So when you came to the part that was copying, I noticed that there, like, you had a lot of results. So that was what I wanted to check. But when you scrolled up,
Yeah, I went back and added it to the salary again because
ah,
I'm copying it. It will come back to the copying file.
oh, okay, okay,
You can see that I went back and added 200 again.
yes,
Okay. So because I'm already copying it, it should just take the effect. So you can see that I'm copying the salary. So
yeah,
now, based on the content currently, what is there, it will copy it that way.
okay, all right, that's fine, that's
Okay. Okay. So this is what you need to know about the list. Okay. I think with this one alone, that is okay. Okay. For the basics, for basics, at least this is what you need to master when it comes to list. Understand that if I want to access any element from a list, I need to use the index to access any element. You need to know how to insert a different value to a list. You need to know how to remove. You need to know how to add two lists together as one. Or so either you use the extend or you use the the plus operation to do that. You know how to update a list. So you can only update a list by using the index, okay, of that or that element you want to update, and assign a new value to that. Okay, so these are the important thing. If I want to clear every list and make it empty, you use the clear method to clear everything within a list and make it empty. And you can decide to remove individual elements by either use remove. So you use the remove when you know the value. So you can only use remove when you know the value. For now, if I want to say remove, let's say 200, I already know the value of 200. So when I do, you can see that it has removed it, and then I have none. Okay, you can see that I have none in my copy because I've removed, because I was checking for that. So I've removed everything here. When I want to check the copy here, you can see that I've removed all the values here. Okay, you can also decide to uh, you can also decide to pop. So if you are going to pop here, that is going to pop with the last element. So if I say pop, so what does it do? So pop without any argument here is going to pop with the last element. So now just remove one. Okay, so it's going to pop with the last element. So you can see that I've just popped what 200. You can see that just show 200 here. That is what it has removed. Okay, so it will pop up. This is what it took from it. Let's see here. We put index 1. Then you will see that it pop what 400, because index 1 is what, the 0 is 200, index 1 is what.
That's the second, the first index, 01.
Yeah. So that to tell you that I just what remove this. So if we print back the salary copy, that should tell you that the one that we just pop will not be passed. So if I come here and then I just duplicate this line, okay, just to print here and see after pop. So after pop, we can check the copy and see that you can see that we don't have uh, 400 in there. You see that we only have what 200. I hope it's clear.
Yep.
And then if for here I'm not adding the index, I don't know the index. So in this case, it's going to pop the last what element. So here is going to pop the last element. So here will pop last element. So when this code, you can see that the pop will pop the last element. That remove what the 200, one of the 200. Okay, now you can see that I only have 200, 400, 200. I hope it's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could go, this is what you need to know for now at basics for string. Okay, we've done the count and everything, you know the pop, how to remove one, how to remove the value if you know it. And if you don't know, you know the index, use the pop. If there's no argument there, it's remove the last element. Okay, so this is exactly what you needed to know about. For reverse and stuff, let's leave that one for now and try to master this one. Maybe later on I'll talk about reverse, not to uh, confuse you. But if you're okay and you want us me to talk to the reverse, fair enough, we can talk about it, but not to confuse you with this. But I believe you already know what reverse does, right?
Yes. When we're doing the
Okay.
first, we'll,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if my
So
understanding is what I have, then it's like we are counting from the back.
the back. Okay, so definitely it's going to do that. So if yeah, I just change this one to pop and then you use reverse. So that one is going to pop. So now you see that it started from the back. Okay. Now you see that 200, 200, that was at the back came front. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And we can have another way where you could do all those things. So this is how you do the reverse. So reverse is very simple from what we did with the other list. So you can also use this one to do the reverse. Okay.
Just a quick question.
Mhm.
Wait, let me do something and see.
Okay.
Okay, so um, when we did the reverse, when I ran the reverse,
Mm-hmm.
I have just changed the values because of 200, 200. I just want to see the effects. So I've done 600,
Mm-hmm.
400, 200, 800. Now, because
Mm-hmm.
there's pop in one of the lines,
Mm-hmm.
does it affect the print function?
Before there's popware.
What I've done, you see, your reverse instruction is in the middle, but
Mm-hmm.
my reverse function is down. You just edited a line. Because I have pop
Mm-hmm.
function, I've run an argument with pop dot pop. It's not
Mm-hmm.
giving me any value.
So it's just remove everything or what?
No, no, no. It's not giving me any value. It's giving me copy none.
Like the way I have here, pop last element now. Is that what
Yes,
you are saying?
yes.
But you see that I have pop last. You can see here
No,
pop
no.
last element.
If you run uh, pop last element, salary copy reverse, it gives you 200, 200, 400, 200. It started from the back. But me,
Mm-hmm.
because I have the pop argument somewhere in the line, it gives me copy none, like empty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What it means is that
Mm-hmm,
you are reversing the original value. Okay, like here, salary dot reverse.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you do that, we don't need to print again at this line. You can
Oh,
see here.
okay,
You
okay,
can
okay,
see here. I'm printing this. That's why, because there is nothing here. That's why it's giving you none.
okay, okay.
Because we realize that okay, we've not covered function, so you might not know that. But anytime a function is not returning any value, the output is none. So you could see that this is from the print function here. Because we are printing it, that's why it's giving us none, because it's not returning any value.
Yes,
When you reverse does not return any value. So when you print it, it will give you none. Okay. So to solve that, here I could decide not to print anything here, because of course what we are returning here, I'll remove the printing. Okay, so once I run this code, that should work perfectly.
uh-huh.
Do you
Okay,
get it?
I get you.
Yeah, because of the printing, because when when any function that does not return any value and you print it, it gives you none. Okay, so it's just because of the printing that was there. So we are not supposed to print the reverse, but
Okay,
the output should take effect from the original uh, variable which
correct,
contains the data.
correct. It makes sense now.
Okay, okay. Okay, so what I want you to just take your time and explore more of the function.
Oh, sure. This
I don't Mhm.
tomorrow I'm off duty, so I'll take time step by step and go through all these things.
Okay, okay. That will be fine. That will be fine. So we will be meeting on
Friday.